Hello and welcome to week 13 of Esper's Refit. This isn't any old week, this is a special week because Thea, she's been in the yard for 2 years, is launching today.
You caught a glimpse of Thea last week at the launch party, and now we see her in the water. This has been a 2-year project for Jamie and Julie, and after taking a couple of days to remove the side of the shed, she slid through the yard, in her cradle and into the slip. She's tied up to begin the next phase of her launch, which started with her taking the anchor on board. Thea then spent a few days in the river sorting out a number of issues. Some of these were anticipated and of course some weren't. You can't expect a project this size to not have its teething problems, but we wish Thea fair winds once she goes out to sea.
It wasn't all progress though. Peter, our neighbour, returned after a heavy night's downpour to find his tent had taken a whack. Fortunately, there was no damage to his freshly painted hull, but this inconvenience has set him back a day or two. This is boat maintenance in the subtropics after all. Meanwhile, underneath Esper's bow,
work area, and over my shoulder you should be able to see 2 very interesting looking coloured laminates, and they're going to be going into our rear heads in the bathroom. And down here, let me just grab this. This is a piece of honeycomb which has been epoxied, and this was the lid to our boxes which are going to go on the back of the boat. You can see these down here. Liz has decided that the design wasn't quite right. And this is the great thing about these materials, we can simply chop and change them and reform them. So we are changing the design of our rear boxes slightly. What else can we see here? Well, obviously we've got the hull which was spray painted a couple of weeks ago. Up on deck, of course the painters have been working very hard actually fairing the deck and actually trying to get a smooth finish using these. This is a box full of micro balloons or glass bubbles, and this is the stuff that they mix into the epoxy. Anyway, let's go and check out and see what's been going on this week.
as Jamie mentioned, the painting team are spending all their time trying to get a smooth finish to the deck by sanding back the micro balloons. Halfway through the week, they sprayed the surface with black spray paint, which, when sanded, will show up the pits and bumps. The carpenters are keeping an eye on our tow rail, which bends a little bit more each day, and continue to work at full pace inside the boat. Pong's teak floor is completing the saloon, and he's now taking it into the forepeak and back into the galley. We're impressed with the finish and like the way it's taken to the edges. It won't be long before our floor is complete. Ton and Tui have managed to get through the second load of veneer. Tui is near completion of the cabin, whilst Ton finishes off the cupboard doors in the forepeak.
Never let it be said there's a tool for every job. Here in PSS Boatyard, a stubborn prop is easily fitted with a few delicate taps by a light instrument.
We mentioned the rear boxes earlier, and here you can see Lek and Moo epoxying the lids back in place after taking an angle grinder to them. Finally, we've been talking to the yard stainless steel manager about our guardrail. We're looking to adapt and extend it, which means working out where each support leg is placed. Remember, we have a solar panel array to put back on, and we'll be making space for the life raft too. There's plenty more stainless work in the pipeline, including davits, swimming platform, ladder, and a bow roller.
That's it for this week. We took a 2-day trip to Koh Lipi for Liz's birthday, and we're keen to get back to the yard and see how the workers are doing in week 14.